and then boom, I get in trouble. And it's just like, wow, right when I dropped it, right when I dropped my album, it's like, what is the reason? Just like sitting here thinking.
So they dragged her to hell for that comment because basically the question she was asking was like, basically wanted to say like, damn, why do my music not connect? And then you made a stupid mistake when you probably felt like you dropped some of your best music. You had that situation where she ran over the dude with the DWI and dragged him for a few blocks. So it was a dub for that. And the crazy thing is, I do think sometimes still,
before that, you had that thing with the baby.
No, but then sometimes I think realistically, sometimes you can be too pretty, dog. And I think a lot of women, I mean, I'm not a woman, but sometimes I feel like some women are just too pretty. And when you're borderline, your talent is kind of like, you got cool talent, but you're kind of like too pretty. Just think about all the R&B girls that really kind of don't get no crazy break. Like, it be the ones that be like OD pretty. Like, for she do make good music. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and make it like her music is bad. Like, she make good music. Even Queen Naja. But think about both of them. They are drop dead gorgeous. They are like light-skinned women. But, bro, it be a hard time for them. Tinashe, it be like for them light-skinned R&B girls that kind of be like.
No, but I feel like we're even with Dang, like, she caught a bad break. You got caught up in all the nonsense, the extra drama, which didn't benefit you. None of it actually benefited you at any way. Now you get somebody like Summer Walker having different baby daddies and dating whoever the case may be, SZA. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had, but I feel like the whole energy you had behind you was always negative. So of course I'm not gonna push you because I know I'm gonna catch backlash. So I can't, like I said, I can't be mad at the decision that you made. And if they're gonna support you, they're gonna support you. But I feel like you made some bad decisions. And people really don't fuck with you like that.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree with you. And I do think sometimes what most people got to understand is your work ethic going to have to outwork your likability. And when I say that is like, if you feel like people don't really like you like that, or is just not a genuine support for you, you're going to have to work 20 times harder than everybody else. Perfect example,
Chris Brown.
No, not Chris Brown, but I can even just bring it even to personality-wise. Academics outwork everybody else. Academics is willing when everybody else is asleep. When Drake dropped that Family Matter, he literally dropped that joint at like 12 o'clock at night. Guess what Academics did? Oh, I ain't going to sleep. Give me my Red Bull and give me my Henny, and I'm rocking and rolling. He called Joe Budden. You can hear Joe Budden on the phone like, bro, I'm trying to go to bed. I'm older than you, but I got you beat by like maybe 8 or 10 years. Bro, I'm trying to go to bed. It's past my bedtime. I don't want to talk about rap music past my bedtime. Like, what you got going on? And Academics is just like, nah, nigga, wake up a little bit. I want to talk. But that's just him, his work ethic. Even the fact I don't care how you feel, Academics is literally the only hip-hop media person who has won multiple times doing. He even got dissed by Kendrick Lamar. If I'm Academics, I'm taking that as nigga. I'm submitted myself solidified in the middle of this beef. That Kendrick Lamar even had to diss me on one of his songs.
Now that's why I wanted to ask you too. I mean, we haven't gotten to full baps, but what do they get for using my clips? What do they?
You had to clear them. You had to clear.
What do? So I'm asking you, what do you think what Academics get, what Joe might get for using my?
Because it's not on a song, it's not going to be streamed a lot. But if they win an award, you'll get an award for that. So like, let's say if
so you don't get nothing. Like they don't have to say, "Well, I'm paying you for using your."
No. You just ask to clear it. So you might have some people you might charge you for a clearance fee, but I'm sure most people won't. You ain't gonna charge them for that because it's like, nigga, what you really about to? It's literally just the intro to your album, and you're not really about to make no bread off it. Now, unless you do like what Lil Uzi did with Charleston White and Say Cheese, he put that at the beginning of a song. So now, yeah, you gonna clear it, but they gonna get paid off of it.
Because that's why I said, because I think who was it? Drake used Academics on which one was that? The first one?
Oh, on push-ups. But yeah, he did that on purpose because Academic. That's his man.
No, and that's why I said. But that's why I'm just asking. Like, do you? Because remember, even when we was talking about the whole Just Hilarious shit, when she used all them people talking about them when they did the rollout. Yeah. So that's why I was just wondering, like, is it like? I still get something like every time the song is getting straight. Like
so like I said, it depends. So if you play it like for the Academics thing, I don't necessarily know how he worked it out, but I'm sure for some people you'll just be so flattered that somebody even using your voice. You probably don't care. You just gonna clear it. You're not even looking for no money. All right, if an award come and this person win a Grammy for it, whatever the case may be, or the song go platinum, they may send you a plaque. Like that may be it. You may not even be looking for no money from it. Now, if you like somebody super stern like that Charleston White, because the way Lil Uzi was using Charleston White voice and for that Say Cheese clip, Charleston White and Sean from Say Cheese, they gonna get paid off of that Lil Uzi part because he put it in a song and he was using it basically like
your likeness.
Yeah, like and not just using your likeness. He was kind of using it like not in a negative way, but Charleston White was talking negative about Lil Uzi, and then basically in that song, Lil Uzi was responding to people like Charleston White. So, but it was still, he attached it. It's on the song, so that song is going. You know, you gonna get paid off that song, so they'll get something off of it. But for someone like I said, I don't necessarily know what. I don't think Academics probably even cared if Drake paid him for that or not. So I don't know the real necessarily legalities behind it, but I'm sure most of the people probably.
So you personally, would you be happy with the shout out on the song or the numbers you got off of your whatever you know what I'm saying? Like, so just whatever that moment, that whatever that view was where he said, who you killing Kendrick. So let's say that number did 5 million. But would you be happy with, all right, well, I got the shout out from Drake on the disc? What would be more?
I probably would be more happy with the shout outs on the disc, or even Kendrick Lamar actually dissing me.
Okay.
Like, I probably did more than, I mean, all of them go hand in hand, because I mean, of course, you're only acknowledging him because he is who he is. You're acknowledging him. Kendrick Lamar only bringing him up because.
So I wouldn't be pressed about getting paid until after the.
I mean, I wouldn't care about getting paid at all.
Okay,
I'm cool. I can get it. To me,
that's why I was just wondering. It's just like,
but the conversation that we always have, or that I always say on here, is like, you got to be ready for your moments. You can't sit here. I wouldn't care about getting paid off that. Your job now too, like worrying about chasing a check for that. That's small. That's like, that to me is just like, that's like you ambulance chasing. Your thing is supposed to be able to know how to capitalize after the attention, all the attention, your name in the middle of this. Your job is, if you really gonna be making money off of content or in this space, you got to know what to do after that. When you got the momentum, you got the ball, you got the eyes rolling on you, you got to know how to capitalize. You can't sit here and be like looking for a check like that. Nobody don't care about that
one. So would him being saying that, can he still use that? Like, say if I wanted to intro my whatever he do, like the podcast, I wanted to use that clip. Now, do I still am I still able to use that? Because
I mean, you probably can, but and I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of content creators, especially people on YouTube who do the reaction videos, and that's why I don't play music on here, and I always kept wondering, like, no, how do they play music? How do they do these reaction videos? Because my page get flagged, and maybe because my page can get monetized. I don't necessarily know how it worked, but I did hear somebody say that too. So a lot of people was giving Kendrick Lamar credit. Kendrick Lamar credit for not flagging the pages. So they were allowing people to. So Kendrick Lamar was allowing people to do reaction videos to his song, and they wasn't flagging them. Where I guess on the other hand, Drake has been flagging people pages for when they redo it. And I don't necessarily I don't know what's the legalities behind it, because I feel like if I talk more than I play the music, because I can understand what people will look at it like, because radio, people who own radio stations, you got to pay the licenses to play music or whatever the case may be. So I understand that part. But I don't understand, like, if I'm talking, like, because talk radio don't play music for real. So they just talk. So I'm looking at it like, even if I'm a podcast or whatever, even I'm on YouTube, why would you flag somebody for playing like maybe 1 minute or 30 seconds of a song, and it's necessary, and I'm talking for another 3 hours or 30 minutes? Like, that don't make sense to me. So not getting with the reaction.
I'm not gonna look for a check. I'm gonna capitalize on this moment more than
I wouldn't. But I want to play this clip from Trick Daddy real quick, because he was talking some real stuff, but he too ugly to kind of be talking this talk.
But one or two cute little baby from a scammer or a fraud. The rest of them babies ugly as God don't like ugly, but your baby is. Y'all fucking all them scammers on the front what they was doing, and y'all had ugly little babies who now have broke daddies and baby mamas that's selling for less. Y'all didn't see the signs? You ain't see the signs? You didn't see he went to give 5,001 to 501. You didn't see the sign. You didn't see that he had a half a kilo and a kilo chain. Then after a while, he was just wearing the kilo chain. You didn't see that? You didn't notice he wasn't parking his car at your house when he was catching the Uber to his mama apartment. You didn't notice that he was parking at your house because he didn't have nowhere to even park the car, but yet he was spending an average of 50 or 60 ball a week hanging and partying with the boys. Remember how the yachts was expensive, 25, 3,000, 4, 5,000, because it was paying extra. Remember when gold so happened to go up right during the pandemic? How the fucking gold go up right at the time when nobody ain't had no money? Now the gold going up. Was paying extra, skipping. They made moissanite diamonds popular. You ain't noticed all the hoes you caught him with was shaped just like you. He got her body done too. I really feel sorry for you. If you let a give you 50, 60, 70,000, you go get your teeth done, go get your lip fillers, go get a BBL, go get a tummy tuck, go get a fat transfer, and you ain't buy no property or invest in nothing, ain't got nothing for your kids, I feel sorry for your soon-to-be fat in a whole nother way. I have not seen, well, one or two cute little baby from a scammer or a fraud. The rest of them babies.
Hey, listen to what I'm telling you. The messenger, I understand how people don't want to hear from the messenger because Trick Daddy is a hideous, ugly man. But that man was preaching nothing but the goddamn truth. Though, you know what's so crazy? And like I said, the older you get, that's why sometimes I won't, like, if you ever, like, if me and a woman just stop talking and she ghosts me or whatever the case may be because you chasing that scammer. I'm like, cool, bro. I live long enough. I know how this story gonna end. And what he told you is facts because a lot of, especially for women, if y'all was dating like scammers, like that first wave of scammers, like in the early 2000s, like, and it literally was just like the African dudes busting the scams. And they like, the crazy thing is,
money. That was more fake money than it was credit cards, right? During that time?
Nah, that was like them actually literally going in the bank busting scams. But just again, what I'm saying is that whole little wave of people, because I know endless girls who was getting pregnant by some of these dudes. These dudes end up getting killed, end up going to jail for however long. And and he kind of kept it very on a shallow end. But that story could really get dark because then, like you said, you done had babies by somebody who ain't. It's not no real longevity in that money. Don't get it twisted. People gonna have their runs. It's some people who probably been have like a 10, 15 year run, and they've been balling like crazy. But then when that run is over, and now he broke, like back in the day, because it's gonna be that heavy back in the day. Oh, back in the day, your daddy was balling. He had all the phones and this, that, and the third. Because listen, what he talking about doing the pandemic scammers. So that little situation, that window lasted like maybe for 2 or 3 years, and it's over. And now you back to reality. I seen Plies post a video, and the dude from Florida was talking about that. Because it is that time now where you kind of starting to see a lot of people come back to reality, but it's a lot of women who sit here and end up getting pregnant by some of these dudes, end up sitting here, jumping out the window, getting married, or whatever the case may be. But the worst thing is, of course, having a baby off with somebody just because you felt like they had a bag at the time, and now they bagged and ran up fly. Because they didn't build, like, you got to think about it, they didn't sit here and build a hustle. They were just scamming. So now the scam is pop. They don't really know how to get no money for real. It's the difference between, and that's what the dude on Plies page, that's what he's talking about. It's the difference between a hustler and a scammer. A scammer, he got this scam, and however long that window is, boom, they gonna be able to run their bag up. But then after that window closed, if they don't got a new scam, they don't really know how to get no bread. So now you done brought a kid into this world because the dude was a trick. And it's a lot of women out here having babies by tricks. And then when the trick don't got no more bread, now you kind of look dumb, you stuck with a kid.
Pass the tissues. We all got
And then guess
issues.
what you can't do? You can't even sit here and you can't even put him on child support because that money wasn't never clean money. He ain't even have a job. So what you gonna do? He helped you get so used to this lifestyle. And now you can't even, like, if this was a basketball player, a football player, that's how they sue the basketball players and football players. Oh, he got introduced me to this lifestyle. And that's why I was like Blake Griffin and all them, their child support be outrageous because they introduced these women to a crazy lifestyle. So now you got to be able to uphold it for the kid. And that ain't happening with these scammers. You didn't sit here and let an ugly dude you normally wouldn't let crack if he didn't have 50 or 60 bands just to randomly trigger off. So God bless all the women who got pregnant by scammers. Y'all gonna have to deal with that. Y'all gonna have to deal with that ugly little baby for the rest of your life.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Shout out to Trick Daddy. Pass the Trick Daddy. I ain't gonna lie to you, Trick Daddy. You hit that one dead spot on the nose. We talked about, I do want to talk about this one. This was a good one.
The Mace? Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Hold on, I got to start that over.
That's clear.
Stop.
Clear as shit.
Real quick.
John,
Can we be honest?
That shit clear as shit.
Mace's nastiest moments
nice
in the game was, to me, a lot of the shit people haven't heard.
That's what y'all.
He was still cooking.
But I'll be honest though. I'm 33. No one's ever said Mace was better. Like prime rapping Mace was better than prime rapping Fab to me.
Because the people that was comparing didn't know better about Mace.
This nigga's on that drink right now, man.
Mace.
He's not thinking
Wait.
Mace is not better than Fab, and even in his peak, if you compare peak to peak,
I'm just saying it's not clear. I said it's not clear.
Mace,
he's not better than Mace.
They did a song together.
Fab better than Mace?
Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Like that's clear.
Stop. Clear as shit.
Real quick.
So for people who don't know what they was talking about, they were sitting here comparing Prime Mace versus Prime Fab. And real quick, and the reason why I wanted to even play this, shout outs to Fab. Fab is officially, for all the people who are diehard Soul Tape Fab mixtape fans, Fab has finally put all 3 of the Soul Tapes out on streaming services. And it's even dated from the ways they came out. 2011 was one of them. I can't remember, but all 3 of them out there. You can get on now. You can get on the streaming platforms and listen to Soul Tapes, and that's one of the things.
But that's kind of crazy because the summertime shootouts, he ain't put all them up there, but the last one was up there.
I mean, yeah, because the last one he made it for streaming platforms. You got to think about this. Fab is a sampler. Fab is a sample artist. You got to think about it. A lot of Fab's biggest songs were soul sample songs, so he didn't like they got samples on them. You got to get them cleared. And that's the difference. That's the difference between you sample somebody's song, they want to get paid. So you got to figure out the legality. Is this worth me even paying this person to get this song cleared? Because am I going to really make money off of it on platforms and people going to really run and go stream it? And that even for Fab, like that one, I was literally just seeing that on the radar on some, like I'm following this dude from New York on Twitter. He was like, this ain't a drill. Fab really dropped all his jumps on it. And that was it. But you ain't see because again, all the blogs are so concerned about putting Kendrick Lamar and getting their takes out. Nobody ain't even talked about it. Like some people may literally, the first time you hearing somebody say this on a microphone, it's me. Like this may be the first time you hear about it all week. I'm 100% positive most people, because you're so worried about the Kendrick and Drake stuff, nobody even going to talk about it. But he put out, like you said, he put out all the Soul Tapes on streaming platforms. And like I said, I'm sure that should probably cost him a lot of bread. Or he had to figure out the ways to like resample them, redo the beats where it can kind of like you can dance around getting some of them clear.
He ain't redo none of them.
They all straight. Yeah, so
from what I listened to so far, yeah, it's all still the same.
Yeah, so that but I'm sure he had to pay for them though, because a lot of them jumps.
But I don't think do you think he really came out of pocket and paid for them, or the label?
Somebody had to pay for them.
Yeah.
Even if the label come out of pocket, you still gotta run that bread back. Regardless, it don't matter who pay. You may not come out of your pocket, but you still gonna have to pay for it. Something like it ain't.
But that's why I kind of wonder, even now in this day and age, is just like we knew the numbers that you did back then on a mixtape, live mixtape, and all that. It's just like, hey, you seen these numbers. I can still do the same numbers again if you re-release it and you sign off on it and clear it and everything. We still can run these numbers up. So I'm just wondering now, is the same, like, do I hold that same weight as to what you did back then to now?
I think it just depends on how you. I think it depends on how you present it. Like I think realistically, if he would have did a real rollout for it and actually got people hip, I think the numbers would have still run. I think even when people hear it and people start to spread the word and people like, oh yeah, Fab got all his jumps on it. I do think it's still to do numbers, because I think people who actually were looking forward to hearing that, they still can go back and listen to it. Because most people, if you are a real Fabulous fan, 9 times out of 10, that is these are the projects that actually made you a fan of his. It wasn't none of the commercial albums. Like we done talked about this a million times. Fab don't have a commercial classic album. Like Fab don't got good commercial albums. His projects that solidified him in those conversations where people can sit here and be serious about Prime Fab is way better than Mace, is because of these mixtapes.
So okay, but even we go back to that debate. Who you side you on?
Fabulous. I don't even know enough Mace songs to even argue with.
Okay, I was just wondering. I was wondering what you.
Yeah, I don't know enough Mace songs to argue to argue against that. Ain't no way in hell.
But what's kind of crazy? And I just so happened I just listened to one of the other day, and I was just like, damn, I forgot that they went at each other. That was the last time I heard Mace.
Him and Fab?
No, him and Cameron.
Oh yeah.
I totally forgot all about that when they was talking about the whole, dissing and all that or whatever. And they was talking. I was like, damn, I forgot both of them just diss.
But again, I'm glad you just brought that up real quick, and we can get to something else after this. That's the crazy thing about just the whole diss situation. No, people were discrediting Gilly the Kid, Cam, and Mace because they were all siding with Drake at first. Like they was mad, like, oh y'all, what y'all know about him? No, how are you literally sitting here saying, what do Cameron and Mace? Screw Gilly the Kid. Are you saying what do Cameron and Mace know about dissing each other? These two niggas dissed each other, like, and went crazy. I'm talking about crazy. Like they was talking about like people actually getting killed.
Yep.
Cameron literally was dissing Jay-Z. Jim Jones and them was talking about smacking Nas Koofy off his head. How are y'all sitting here? How are you as a fan sitting on a platform? You ain't never put out a diss record. You ain't never had a rap beef with nobody. And you sit here trying to discredit Cam and Mace because they picked the side that you didn't like. And that was my point. When I was taking in all that information, I was like, bro, you can't start no episode. You can't talk about this jump trying to sit here and say who was better. You got to figure out a different way to go about this angle, because if they can discredit Cam and Mace, who the hell am I to tell you anything else?
Oh, yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, that was crazy. I just couldn't believe when I seen people discrediting Cam and Mace. I was like, "Oh yeah, y'all out of pocket. It ain't nowhere in hell you discrediting." Like I'm cool with the Gilly the Kid thing because you could argue, "Hey, Gilly ain't never had no hit records out himself." Whatever the case may be, his claim to fame is him saying he wrote for Wayne, and Wayne had a way more successful career after that whole situation. And Gilly the Kid ain't never put out a song that nobody cared about. Like, all right, I get it, but
would you consider yourself a throw girl?
I am. Anybody in Miami knows that. That's facts.
That's
facts.
So anybody, JP, you know we going with this. We know exactly what we going with this. So, do you want to finish this or you want me to? Exactly. So you want to finish this or you want to go? Like,
Let me finish it.
Yeah, that's cheap. Don't pull my fucking book.
Oh, you want to pull
my baby? Listen.
You want to pull I'm never gonna talk to you.
How is he doing this? How is he? He ain't got no mic on.
Hey, real quick, shout outs to what's my man named JP. JP, have you ever made a biddy hit your knees? This is how crazy women is. This man coming out saying here, he ain't got to duck no allegations or nothing. This nigga literally in 2 different videos I done seen a broad that offered to get his nigga head, and he literally just walked off and got neck from 2 different girls. He did the 50 and it's the same dude who I guess do both shows, but it was 2 different girls. The 50 versus 1 Joan, a girl took him out of the joint. That's the joint when Cardi B had something to say last week and played that clip. And then they was in a studio and he and the joint, a girl called herself a throat goat. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't believe you." Man, shout out to this nigga though. He is goated.